Good evening, everyone. This is Dr. C. A student reminded me today that I haven't made a video in a couple of weeks. My apologies. It has been crazy. Why? Snow. It's a four-letter word that my husky thinks I am the greatest person in the world, as if this giant popsicle from the sky just keeps falling as if manna from heaven. If she could only learn to shovel. We are actually doing very well. By comparison, we had a heat wave today of a high of 28 degrees, and the temperature is starting to climb. Got about 4 feet of snow sitting on my driveway, and I still can't get one of my cars out of the driveway, or out of the garage, but it's still, we're doing okay. And I think part of this is mindset. I know it's been difficult. I have talked to many of my students who've lost power, who've been in DC, who've been in Washington, who are shoveling out in places that ought not to have as much snow and as much difficulty as they have. And we've talked about this extensively, and it sounds like y'all need a little bit of a pep talk. Pep talk. So Doc C is going to sit and see if I can't motivate you a little bit. But let's deconstruct the word fear. Fear is false evidence appearing real. F-E-A-R. And sometimes we have to look for that rainbow in the rain. And I know sometimes you're digging for that pony in that pile of you know what. And you're digging and you're digging and you're wondering if we'll ever get here. The challenge is never stop looking. I know it's tough to get up every morning. Trust me, my back has been hurting and I've been doing all the snow shoveling and we're still getting more snow. For those of you who will call me from California to Florida, I have friends of mine in Vegas who complain when it's 60 degrees and they have to get a sweater. And it's just hysterical because it's all relative, and that's my point. You remember, you can see the glass half full, you can see the glass half empty, or you can simply fill the glass. And the challenge is, for many of you who are struggling, it's your choice on how to see the world. And I know it's hard to explain some of the things that we see going, why is there so much pain in the world? Why are there so many natural disasters and so many things seemingly one after another after another? I talked to a colleague today and she's like, isn't COVID enough? Shouldn't we have a pass on everything else? And the answer is you'd think, but it's not how it works. Part of my silence last week was that I lost one of my doctoral graduates, and it was still hitting me pretty hard. As many of you who are parents, I could never have children. I was a stepmom for 23 years. But it's still, I haven't quite found a place for it yet. I can understand when folks who are older than us, aunts, uncles, parents, grandparents, not happy about it, but it makes far more sense than those who are younger than us, those who are healthcare practitioners. I spent the day at the VA hospital today. My father got his second shot. He's the first one in our immediate family to be able to have that. Mom gets hers this week. And it's pretty exciting when you're looking at how exciting we were and celebrating the fact that my father's got his vaccine. And that's some pretty interesting things that we try and celebrate, the small moments, the goofy moments, the every moment that you're above ground moment. And that's what I want to stress, is the fact is how you see the world, how you choose to interact is choice. And I know sometimes it seems like a rock and a hard place for that choice. But it's still a choice. You can choose to be a victim. You can choose to feel sorry for yourself. You can choose to see every excuse in the book. That's your choice. You can do that. Or you could see it as an opportunity. I'm still trying to process Dr. Tamika's death and to look at what is the opportunity. And we're actually going to be publishing one of her books posthumously. We did the digital book about a year ago. She always meant to get around to the print book, and we're doing that for her. So my question is, what can you do in your world to bring someone else's dream forward? That's choice. That's service. That's seeing that it's more than just you in the equation. When you see all of these wonderful healthcare workers who've been putting themselves on the front lines for a long time. I was at the military VA hospital. I'm a USO volunteer, former 23-year military wife, and have been a USO volunteer since 1993. I serve those who serve us. And the motto of the USO is until they come home. And so the question is, when some students this week have kept asking me, well, how long are we going to have to do this? For as long as it takes. When you look at how long do you love a child? For as long as they're alive. How long do you love a parent? For as long as they're alive. When I look at my dog, who, there are fewer days ahead. She's a senior. She's 9.5. I will love her and keep her as safe as I can for as long as I can. That's the honor and privilege that we have. So my point is, be careful of fear. Be careful of things that maybe aren't as bad as they seem. I know there's awful things that have happened to a lot of people in the world. But the idea is to keep picking yourself up, dusting yourself off, and still showing up. I know what it's like to be a student. Remember, I'm in grad school. I just did my homework yesterday, and I'm waiting to hear back from my professor to find out how well I did, I hope. I understand that, but that's the way I keep myself in the game. I get up every morning and I look at how can I serve today? And any day above ground is better than the alternative. So think about the choices that you're making. Think about how you're showing up. And think about that it's not about you. That made the biggest shift in my life probably more than 15 years ago, to realize that's nothing to do with me. I'm just part of a larger puzzle. And in this case, I get to be the honor and privilege of being your faculty for however long we have in our time left until class ends. But I need to keep you in the game. I need to keep you in the fight. And if you need me, that's why we have office hours. Call me. I've talked to a lot of you this week. Sometimes you just need to hear my voice, and that's okay. That's why I'm here. So hang in there, stay strong, stay happy, stay healthy, and understand choices, and make good choices. I'm Dr. C. I'll see you around the clock. Take care. Bye-bye.